Uh, Very good afternoon, everyone. I know it is very difficult to address you after post-lunch. Post-lunch session is very difficult. I know even first session itself, many were drowsing. Yeah, I'll see whether I can make it interesting. Myself, Professor Suttores Malini. I'm working as a professor, and my research area is on human genetics. I worked on male infertility, female infertility, etc. Today, on the occasion of World Cancer Day, let me introduce what is cancer. Already, two speakers they talk so much about all the information about cancer. Let me brief out some important aspects. First of all, cancer, that's a word, still creates fear in the minds of people at large. Whomever it may be, once if anybody says you are a cancer positive, you're gone. Okay, even though we knew the things, but still it is a scary thing. Then next is the billion-dollar question. What makes a cell cancerous? So everyone will ask, what makes a cell cancerous? How person develop cancer? So cancer is not only confined to humans, it is also present in animals. You can see some tumors in plants. So if you have the hobby of this one gardening, you can see sometimes in plants some tumors. And cancer also exists in chicken and in poultry, everywhere. That means it is not only for human, but being human always it will be glorified, given more importance. Otherwise, all organisms they develop cancer. Next question is billion-dollar question: what makes a cell cancerous? So here, for this, throughout the globe, since 50 years, 60 years back, scientists are working and they found that the ultimate, last simple thing is there is a change in the DNA. That's all. That makes a cell cancerous. Okay, so how these changes will happen? So there are many things that will alter the DNA. And you must be knowing our body is made up of trillions of cells. And inside the cell, there is a nucleus. And inside the nucleus, there are chromosomes. And in human, there are 46 chromosomes. And it depends upon the organism. Different animals, plants have a different number of chromosomes. Inside the chromosome, there is a DNA. And everyone knew that the DNA is a genetic material. And COVID, it is RNA. RNA is a genetic material. That's why we face a lot of problem because it is mutation rate. It keeps on varying. Mutation rate is very, very high in RNA viruses. But its DNA is still stable. If there is any change, alteration in the DNA, then the cells will gone mad. Simple definition for cancer. What is cancer? Cells have gone mad. That's all. Nothing else. Cells, they are control way. They are dividing. There is a differentiation in normal individual. What happens in cancerous individual? The person who develops cancer, cells have gone mad. There is no control. There is no control over their growth, proliferation, differentiation. And what makes all this? Okay, so this is the definition I told you. And this is a cancrum, or the cancer is a Greek word. Greek cancrum means a crab. That's why crab was exhibited. The way crab moves, and once it catches hold of a person, he can't get rid of it. That's why it is symbolically, it is represented as a crab. And once we have some tumor, immediately we need not be scared because there are cancerous growth, non-cancerous growth. For example, neoplasia is a new growth. It may be cancerous. Non-neoplastic growth, there are lots of growth in our body. They are not cancerous. For example, hyperplasia, physiological hyperplasia, female breast development during pregnancy and lactation. So once the stimulus is withdrawn, it will be a normal. So here what happened? In normal condition, once the stimulus is withdrawn, it will come to normal, in normal individual. In cancerous cells, even though there is no stimulation, even though after the retrieval of the removal of the stimulation, even then it will continue to proliferate growth. So that's why that's called as a cancerous. There are a lot of growths there. Regeneration is not cancerous. So dysplasia, anaplasia, all these things are non-cancerous growth. Okay, I told you if there is any mutation happens in the DNA, then we develop cancer. And what makes these, and these are the properties of cancerous, without stimulation, they will grow, loss of growth control, then loss of contact inhibition. So they pile up. They generally what happens between cells, there's a communication. So in cancerous condition, the communication will be lost. And there is no normal differentiation, all these things, they are immortal. So here, cancerous cells are immortal. They never die. HeLa cell. So in 1951, they got the cells. And till now, in life sciences, in all pharmaceutical things, everywhere, all life scientists, one or other time, in one or other way in their lifetime, they might have used the HeLa cells. So that means they're immortal. The lady died long back, but she is still immortal because through her cells. Because if you provide nutrition, they will continue to grow. Why? The reason is the tip of these cancerous cells in the chromosomes, that there are telomeres, no? There's a telomerase, the enzyme, which will make the cell to be it will continue, or the cellular senescence will be reduced. So these are some of the property. We can see a lot of biochemical changes, chromosomal changes, cytological changes, lot of changes when compared to normal. But we should know what exactly the normal is. Then only we can compare. We can easily differentiate which one is normal, which one is abnormal. Okay, so this is the cell cycle. They overcome all there is a checkpoints in the cell cycle. There are a lot of checkpoints. So if the cell is not normal, the cell will not enter into next phase. But what happens in case of cancerous condition, the genes which are producing protein, which are very important in the cell cycle regulation, those genes have undergone mutation. Thereby, there is no control here. So simply, even though there are mutation, it will enter into next phase, it will enter into finally divisional phase. In the divisional phase, what happens? Once it enters into divisional phase, it is just like a nuclear bomb. There is no control. It is a mitotic division. There is no control. Okay. Yeah. Benign and malignant. Benign, sir told. Tumor, they'll be scaled. Benign will be confined to one region, and normal mitotic thing, normal differentiation. But we don't know at what point of time this benign will convert it into malignant, because we exposed to a lot of mutagen. And as I know, we are living in the world of carcinogens. Everything, what you eat, what you drink, what you breathe, have a lot of carcinogens. Then you'll be asking me, ma'am, you are telling we are in the world of carcinogen, every day we exposed to carcinogen, they cause us mutation in our DNA, then we don't get, we are healthy. The thing is, cancer is not a single step process. If I eat gobi manchuri today, I don't get any problem. Okay. If I eat some coloring agent, food additives, same day I don't get, because it is an accumulation. Mutation has to happen in many genes. Okay, it is just like a defense mechanism. So if enemies if they have to intrude, then they have to cross many defense things. Finally, they will reach. Like that, in our body, there are a lot of defense mechanisms. One is tumor suppressor genes. They are the one, if there are any changes in the DNA, that cell will be, it will not enter into next phase. It will be halted until everything rectifies. It will stay back. It will never move. That's why always I used to tell everyone, you heard about the wonders of the world, China Wall, Taj Mahal, all these things. But take it from me, human body is the amazing, mesmerizing, wonderful thing on the earth. Because what we have, once you just do the introspection, the heart, it starts in the fetus condition. Okay. And when we die, that time it will stop. And no machine, no engine, without any heart, it works. Only heart. You manufacture anything, but you have to at least continuously, one day it will work, 2 days works, few months, then you have to shut down. Otherwise it won't. But imagine human heart, how long it works, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, some people live 100 years. Imagine how could we make such a wonderful machine. kidney, you must be knowing. Okay, so how the filtration, you eat all garbage, even then you are healthy because filtration. So that's why you look into the function of each and every organ, how they were so accurate. You can't imagine how accurately it works, how it will communicate. It is a mesmerizing. When we look into the molecular aspect, most of the time it is a shocking for me. I will get into deep into the subject. No, I'll be thinking how these molecules will interact so accurately. It is not possible at all. Even then, it will. So there are a lot of defense mechanism in our body which will keep our healthy always. So tumor suppressor gene, DNA repair genes are there. So every day, without our knowledge, we expose to carcinogens. So there is a DNA damage. Definitely there is a DNA damage. But immediately, system will repair all the damages. Okay, once the damages happen, immediately it will be rectified. It will check whether it could rectify it. If possible, it will rectify. If not possible, it will make that cell into apoptosis. Program cell that, imagine, even in the death it is programmed. No, such a wonderful mechanism. Death is also programmed without affecting the surrounding cell. Only that particular cell will be squeezed, scavenged, and it will be removed. And neighboring cells will not be noticed. So if it won't happen, then it's a necrosis. So if surrounding the cells damages, it's a necrosis. So if it is a programmed cell death, it's apoptosis. So the DNA repair, enzymes, and then tumor suppressor gene, proto-oncogene, all these are the defense mechanism. That's why we generally, even though we expose to all these things, we never get cancer. But the main risk of cancer is the age. As we age, definitely we have seen the cancer in after 50s, 60s. Not in, we do have a childhood cancers, but very rare. Retinoblastoma, some of the cancers are there, but very rare. But it is very common. Age is the risk factor. First of all, the first risk factor in cancer is the age. Second risk factor is a high fat diet, whatever the cancer may be. I could name 12 different cancerous conditions, but diet, that is especially high calorie diet. The person who is always who have that weird habit of eating habit, then high calorie diet, then the chance, I am not telling that the person, age person having a high calorie diet will develop cancer. Risk factors. Okay. So similarly, there are many other things exposed to, even stress, exposed to carcinogen, all these are some of the major risk factors. So this is metastasis. That means, so though it starts in one region, it starts moving through lymphatic circulation and reaches the remote place. That's called as a metastasis. That is, once it is a metastasis, it is very difficult for the doctors to treat them, because if it is confined to one region, then easy to treat. But if it is spread from here, it is from the prostate cancer, spreads to bone. It's a prostate cancer. Prostate enlargement is very common after 60s in men. Prostate enlargement is very common. So once there's an enlargement and when cancerous, if it is not surgically removed or rectified, then it spreads to bones. Then how to treat the bones? So metastasis is the worst possible condition. Why I am focusing on this? Generally, in Indian scenario, breast cancer, I have seen the survival of breast cancer 20 years, 25 years ladies. They got the breast cancer 20 years back, still they are fine, fantastic. So that is the one of the cancerous condition. It could be treated very well, managed very well. But many times they die. Why so? Negligence. First of all, I have seen. So I thought of arranging one mammogram test in our campus. Mammogram, where the this bus will come, there they will check whether they have any tumors or not. This is arranged for the housekeepers because they can't afford, they can't go to hospitals and they can't do so free of cost. Nobody turn up. Okay, they'll be thinking if they go and get checked, then they develop cancer. So that is the myth what they have. So I am fine now. If I go and do a mammogram test, if there are any tumors, that means, sir, in the last slide, they mentioned, no, they are not willing to accept. Even though they are in the initial stage, they are not ready to accept. They say, I don't get the check done. If it is a positive, then what should I do? Then it is fine, no. So in the initial stage itself, it will be identified and it will be rectified. But they don't want to accept the thing. That is first. Second thing is negligence. In an Indian scenario, females, they are like no, they are the one. They are themselves, they consider, they sacrifice for everyone. First family, husband, children, everyone, then left out, then finally me. No, that is not that. But if you are healthy, then only you can take care of everyone. Okay, that sacrifice nature, it is in our Puranas, and by birth, we are listening all such stories. Sati Savitri or many other, and we'll be thinking, I have to sacrifice for my family. That's fine. But health is also very important. Okay, if we are good, then only we can manage or we can take care of others. But what happens here? Many of them, they never turn up to doctor until it is a chronic and until it is a serious. Even husband will not be knowing that she has a problem. This is not only cancer, even I have seen in many other situations. Until it worsens, they never turn up. They never reveal that she has a tumor. She has a small tumor. Nobody, anybody knows about that. And she will pretend that she is fine in front of everyone. And most of the time, she will postpone giving reasons. Daughter married, so I have to arrange all these things. So, and after the marriage, I'll go to doctor. By that time, it will reach us to metastasis. So whatever may be, as Sir told, resilience. So we should accept whether whatever may be, whether positive, negative, or anything, first acceptance. Then we should know what are the symptoms. Exactly. We should tell them. If doctor asks me, I should have the clarity to tell him that these are my problems. So this is a metastasis. Okay, these are some of the photos, how it starts from one region. Then I'll skip up all these things because some of the important thing I'll go to carcinogens. There are different types of cancer, bladder cancer, prostate. Breast cancer is leading cause of death in females, and prostate cancer is leading cause of death in men. So lung cancer, all these things. So I'll skip off some of these things because my intention is to educate you people related to carcinogens and how it will affect. This factor I told you, increased age, high fat diet, and it runs in a family. Breast cancer runs in a family. For example, morning, everyone has given that example, Angelina Jolie. And she is like a Lady Bond, James Bond, equivalent to James Bond. She's one of the Hollywood actress. And what happened? Her mother died due to breast cancer. Then at that time, 2013, there was a genome analysis. It was a new thing and only celebrities could afford. It was very high at that time. And she has undergone the genome analysis and found that her two genes, BRCA1 and BRCA2, has undergone mutation. Means some changes in the BRCA gene. So then doctor told you have a risk of developing cancer. Then what she did, she's so brave. I thought she is brave only in the movies, but she's a real heroine because she has, no, for celebrities, their physique is the plus point. If they lose their physique, gone. Their entire thing is in their beauty. No, she would have thought because I am a leading actress, if I have undergone a mammectomy, then all such things she never thought. She's so brave that she has undergone surgery and then breast reconstruction through cosmetic surgery done. Okay. So like that, early onset of menstruation, late menopause, all these things, some of the risk factor. Then what happened? This breast cancer runs in a family. Definitely it is 100%. If anyone, mother or aunt or grandmother, if they died due to females in the family died due to breast cancer, ovarian cancer, uterus cancer, then all the family members have the risk. Compared to others, they have the risk to develop the cancer at any point of time. So they have to be careful, and even never had been pregnant, because from estrogen, the protection gives only during pregnancy. So earlier, why the breast cancer was very less? Because they had 4, 5 children, more than 5. What happened during pregnancy? There was a protection for estrogen. But now, no children, no pregnancy. So always there is a risk. I told you. So cancer, the transformation of normal cell to cancer is a stepwise process. So here, a common type of colorectal cancer. Okay. So what happened here? You can see here in the first one, normal colon cells, they have undergone, there is an enlargement, small adenoma. Then the adenoma increases, then it increases. Finally, we get the colorectal cancer. How it happens? There is a mutation. Initially, this is a normal. If there is a mutation in APC gene, which is present in the 5th chromosome, it will enlarge. There is another mutation in the RAS gene, it will still enlarge. There's another mutation in BCP gene. Until it reaches the mutation in P53, I told you no defense mechanism. Now there is an intruder, enemy, it intruded. So one defense mechanism crossed, second one, third one. Finally, when it reaches P53, then the person will develop cancer. So now we don't know how many mutations now we have. Anyone, okay? There may be many mutations. We are exposed to carcinogen. Once there is a failure in P53, then we develop the cancerous condition. Yeah, I told you there are tumor suppressor genes. If there is any tumors, that will be suppressed by a series of genes. So PRB, P53, BRCA1, BRCA2, they are also tumor suppressor genes. APC, then RAS proton gene, DCT, all these are list of tumor suppressor genes present in our body. And imagine the person to develop cancer, there must be mutation in all these. All these have to undergo mutation. The chances are very remote. Okay. Even then, why people are developing cancer? Because continuously we are exposed to carcinogen. Carcinogens are the agent which causes cancer. Okay. Yeah, tumor suppressor gene, if there is a mutation, then definitely DNA repair gene I told you, then they are the one they made for the repair. And if there is any mutation in the sense alteration. In DNA, there is a message. That message is meant for a particular protein. If there is a change in that message, we get a wrong protein. For example, in DNA, there is a CAT, cat. Okay, instead of that, cat is for something. So instead of CAT, if it is COT, it's a different. So different protein which is not required for that will be produced. So that's what a mutation. And if it inherits generation to generation, then it is called as a genetically. Cancer causing agent. This is my interest. So we have 3 different types of cancer causing agent, because I just want to address to you people, you have to carry this message and you should tell everyone that these are the cancer causing agent. Okay, this is not just to listen and forget everything. Okay, it is not volatile. It should store in your long-term memory, not in short-term memory. First one is physical agent, UV rays, X-rays, gamma rays. Generally, physical agent, we don't expose. Okay, so sometimes people, occupational hazard, people who are working, they sometimes, you must be, being a nursing student, you must be knowing radiologist. how many gloves they wear, how they get into the thing, how they do the technique, everything. So they have to be very careful. Otherwise, they'll be exposed. Okay. So that is the rate. Physical agent is chemical agent. Every day we exposed to carcinogen. For example, aromatic amine and azodine. Outside nowadays, the thing is what happened earlier, everyone at home, they used to cook food. Okay. So outside going and eating is a rare occasion. Sometimes some celebration, they used to go outside, have, and even then they used to have only masala dosa and jamun. That's what the choice earlier. Now, preparing food at home is occasion. Okay. Eating outside is a routine. So this has changed because even we can't help. Both are working and they don't have time. They have a lot of commitments, and we are all humans. We are not some extraordinary thing to cope up everything. So we'll be tired. So then to relax, to have a physical rest, no, we go outside and eat. And preparing at home with hygiene, always, whomever it may be, laziest lady means also she will clean, she will wash everything and she will prepare. Nobody will prepare raw thing. Okay, you will wash 2-3 times and then will prepare. Outside, first of all, no hygiene. Second thing is to attract you, always they add lot of colors. Sir has displayed lot of colors. Okay, if you go to exhibition, all these gobi manchuri, all these snacks, no, how they are very attractive. Always food will be attractive if it is a colorful and if it has some taste and smell. These are the three things generally food will attract: color, smell, taste. So they know the mindset of the people, they add colors, and the person who is preparing gobi manchuri doesn't know that it's a carcinogen. If he knows that that's a carcinogen, he would have been in university as a professor. No, why he is a gobi manchuri person preparing in the street? Because he doesn't know anything, no chemistry, no biology, doesn't know anything. Only the thing he knows, how to make money, how to attract you people, how to make money. And I have seen the addiction in junk food. Okay, so how the people are addicted to it is, the addiction is more than smoking and alcohol. Even they quit alcohol, smoking, but you can't stop eating the panipuri, churmuri, junk food, pasta, pizza, all these things. Okay, why? It is because they add taste powders. Okay, some chemicals they add that always make you to, that is, you have more affinity, and coloring agent than taste powder, preservatives. At home, why I am focusing all this thing, please be aware of this. At home, if you prepare, if you keep rice flour, wheat flour, 15 days, then it will be infested. Okay, 50 days, 1 month maximum you can keep. But outside, you get all these things outside, no? Loose or in the pack one, everything you get. So it will be for 1 year, 6 months. How is it possible? At home, same thing, 1 month. Outside, it is 6 months, 1 year. How is it possible? They dump pesticides. They dump insecticide along with the wheat flour, all these things, ragi flour, rice flour, they dump pesticide. Thereby, it will be without any infestation. And always what we do, farmer to attract you, he will pour lot of pesticide. And whenever we go to market, generally we select fresh vegetables, no, always without any insects infestation. But if there is a insect infestation, then that is considered as a the fruits or the vegetables without pesticide. That's a small trick. So you should select always the vegetables which are with some insects, indicating that they are not with a pesticide. Okay. So coloring agent, pesticide, insecticide, fungicide, all these things. Even in rice, they add boric acid. Boric acid is a carcinogen. So and we have to wash rice properly. All this white color thing has to go. Then only we have to prepare. And many ladies, they'll be thinking if we wash rice, we prepare before preparing food, all the content will go off. Already it is gone. It is a polished rice. Okay, it is already polished rice. Nothing is there. It is just carbohydrate. Along with that, we'll be thinking that if I wash more 2 times, then all its content will go. What it goes, white color, is a boric acid. Okay. And another carcinogen, important carcinogen, is the plastic. Bisphenol is a very, very potent carcinogen, which causes breast cancer, prostate cancer, uterine cancer. It is a xenobiotic and it mimics like a hormone, synthetic estrogen. And there are a lot of work done on this synthetic estrogen where they found animals and Drosophila flies, mouse, with a long exposure to synthetic estrogen, they started behaving like a females. We don't know after some 20, 30 years, if we are in continuous usage of synthetic estrogen, then males will start behaving like a female. They are males only. The mannerism, everything, some of the features. Okay. So that's a very, very potent carcinogen. And where do we see all these things? All in our hotel parcels. Okay, when we go to hotel, we are so lazy that we don't carry anything. Okay, we ask him to parcel, and he put all hot sambar, rasam, everything. And when we carry, they are not food grade plastics. Whatever outside you are getting, no, all the plastic, the water in the plastic bottle, it is a risky. Okay, water is good. Water is good, but if it is heated, if it is exposed to sunlight long time, I don't know how long the shop person kept that and how it has been stored, how long. So continuous, once it is heated, then bisphenol in the plastic will leach into our food. When we consume, then it is one of the very, very potent carcinogen. So not only that, not only water bottle, now that's why we used to tell them, don't keep water in this. Keep the copper bottle. Otherwise, we have a food grade plastics. We have seen food grade plastic. Some of the Tupperware, many companies know, they say it is a food grade plastic. There is no reaction, but they are very expensive. One bottle costs 200, 300 rupees. But same thing you get for 10 rupees. Okay. So in 10 rupees bottle, how it is a guarantee that there is no reaction when you put hot things? So that's another thing. In hotels, when they prepare idli, I have seen many places and I told them not to use plastic. When they prepare idli, they put plastic. Earlier, they used to prepare on the cloth. They used to put a cloth and then they used to cook idli in those. Otherwise, they used to have that's what is Fidrin Butti. Something like that. Otherwise, without that also, now what they do to maintain the uniformity, the texture of the idli, no, it should be super. And then what they do, put plastic because it comes very even. And then when they prepare, what is the quality of the plastic? We don't know. Then when we eat, outside eating, definitely we are compromising our health. It is my take-home message. If you are eating outside, think that you are giving health to the person and you are buying. You got my point. Outside, when you eat, when you go, when you eat, always you should think you are giving your help to him and he's giving the food to you. And food should be like the pranic energy. It gives energy. But nowadays, it is not so because of all these chemicals. And another important thing I want to stress upon, many youngsters are here, cosmetics. Cosmetics, when you buy cosmetic, it should be branded. Otherwise, it may be a carcinogen. Either it is eyeliner, lipstick, or whatever may be. When we ingest, when we take inside, if it is not a branded one, because they are tested in animals and then in the volunteers. That's why they are very expensive. Why it is 1,000 rupees? Nobody knows. Many gents or males are here. It is one lipstick is 1,000 rupees, but it is not carcinogen. For 10 rupees also you will get 50 rupees, but it is a very danger. No, small things, day-to-day activity, day-to-day life, how we expose to carcinogen. Just I want to tell you. And all these packed food, you will get rasgulla in cans, no? Many things in cans you will get. Now that is the fashion. So getting ready to eat, you will get and prepare and eat. The canned food inside there's an epoxy. Seal, when they seal, there's an epoxy, that's a lead poisoning. It also causes cancer. So I told you already, everything, what you take, what you buy, what you eat, have a carcinogen. And thank God we have a robust defense mechanism. That's why we are fine. Why we are moving? Every day incidence of cancer is increasing. Earlier, only in the movies we had few 70s, no? In movies we have seen cancer, then for relative, then in a family, then almost in every family, 8 people they die due to cancer. Why it is so? Because lot of exposure, everyday exposure, and body has some threshold level. But if it is beyond that, if it is unrepairable, up to some extent it will repair. If it is unrepairable beyond limit, how to cope up with the things? So all this. And dietary chemical carcinogen, I told you many things. Everything is adulterated. If you go to food adulteration, everything. So once we have to go back to Stone Age, raw food, even vegetables also, a lot of pesticide. Grape juice is fantastic, rich in antioxidant, lot of health benefit. But if it is with a lot of pesticide, instead of getting good health, you are compromising your health. So that means these things, at least at home, you can clean well and you can use it, but outside, always you compromise your biological agent, DNA viruses, RNA viruses, and so mentioned about human papilloma virus. Why we wanted to address college teachers and some students? Because human papilloma virus, generally, it causes cervix cancer in females, unhygienic condition, and in the sense, that's a viral infection. Viral infection, when they develop viral infection due to human papilloma virus, the chances are very high that they develop the cancer. So, sir mentioned about the vaccine, and probably this year, government will release the vaccine. Earlier, it was a 4,000 rupees for the vaccine. Sir told no, for only one cancer, we have a vaccine, that's a cervix cancer, human papilloma virus, and now they are making it to 400 rupees. And before 15 years age, before intercourse, everyone, all girls must take. Once if there is any intercourse, then it won't work. Before that, they have to take it. They will make it mandatory because most of the time it is because of the human papilloma virus. They do pap smear. Pap smear they find if their cells are abnormal, then for the confirmation, they will send it. And it should be easily preventable. It is in our hand, just like a COVID vaccine. No? After taking that, at least being nursing students, you wore a mask, but we are not doing that. Okay, we are not in isolation. So thank God that vaccine has saved us. So we have a life-saving vaccine from that's a human papilloma virus, and awareness, more awareness has to be given for that. And that is a geographic ratio. Some people are very prone to develop cancers, and cultural influence and hereditary, I told you. And I just want to mention another very important thing, that is nowadays everyone, they are fond of having grilled items. Now youngsters know the barbecue, all these things, that's a crazy of today. Even children know they wanted to have the grilled one. What happened? Some of the food preparation has to be done in a traditional way. So we know the way how it has to be prepared is taught from hundreds or thousands of years. We knew how it has to be prepared. Now we are manipulating it. So non-vegetarian food shouldn't be cooked like that. But now barbecue, all this westernized thing, we just want to adopt. And as a result of that, carbon soot, when it is barbecued or when it is grilled, when it is ingested, it has a risk factor to develop there's a colon cancer, nasopharyngeal cancer, all these things. So why I am stressing all this? Please tell children or your students not to go for such a westernized. Okay, there's a traditional way of preparing. Your grandmother taught to your mother taught to you, you will taught to your daughters if you know the thing. Okay, otherwise they go to Google, YouTube, and there looking into that they prepare, and where everything will be mixed. And sometimes what happens, every vegetable, every fruit has a phytochemical. Some chemical it has. And if it is burned or if it is cooked, it will lose its nature. So some of the things it has to be done in a traditional methodology, thereby you will preserve, you will protect everything, all the content. And viruses, I told you, because what happened in viral infection, when it enters into the body, it will integrate into the genome of the human, thereby it causes cancer. So there is a mutation happens because the integration of viral genome into the human host genome. It may be human, it may be chick, or it may be whatever. And finally, good lifestyle, avoid tobacco completely. That's what Sir told. Cigarette has 7,000 chemicals, and but virtually it doesn't have. When it burns, it will release. Then maintain desirable weight. That's our biggest task. Everyone knows weight management will be the hot topic in the future thing, because that's a reason for all health issues. And drink alcohol in moderation means I'm not suggesting you drink. Those who are alcoholics, it should be limited. And make sure your living and work environment is safe from carcinogen. If you are working with chemicals, especially chemistry people, and they must wear gloves. Even some of our zoology students, they must be knowing when they do Western blot, when they prepare gel, they used to wear gloves. They use acrylamide and they use gloves. Acrylamide was used in preparation of noodles. And earlier, you must be knowing Maggi noodles was banned. Nestle company was banned the production of noodles because the taste powder what they are giving has a lead content. And then they stop. And finally, they got the clearance. And because we don't know what we have in our food, outside food, when we get or when we eat, we don't know what are all the chemicals will get inside. Protect our skin from the rays. You must be knowing that is a melanoma of skin cancer. So sometimes we feel that we are dark and we would have been fair, but dark is good because more pigmentation, more protection from skin cancer. Because tropical belt region, this is the beauty of nature. Nature knows what we want. We are all tropical region, no? Africa, India, all these tropical belt. So more sun rays will be there. So in order to cope up with that, body pigmentation, melanin pigmentation is more. That's the protection. And if you move away from the tropical region, they are fair skin because they don't get more sunlight, radiation. That's why it is. You must be knowing Darwin things. Whatever is required, it will be retained, it will be selected. Okay. So cruciferous vegetable, fantastic thing. So it is an anti-cancerous. And turmeric is an anti-cancerous. Turmeric, in our traditional cooking, for everything we add turmeric. Everything, you ask anything, we add turmeric. Turmeric, without their knowledge, they knew that it is good. It is anti-cancerous, antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, everything anti. Okay. So those who are using turmeric, especially I have seen in Tamil Nadu, they use the turmeric mask every day. Females know, every day they put the turmeric. And the skin is so glowing and no aging, they look good. Okay. So it is antiseptic, everything anti. So more use of turmeric, research showed that it cures the tumor in the initial stage itself. And similarly, see here, if you are using broccoli now, it is a very expensive because everybody knows that it has a lot of antioxidants. Okay, so then sprouts, all these things, when you eat burger and when you eat, sometimes it will compensate. Okay, more of these free radicals or toxins will be scavenged by these cruciferous vegetables. So that's why always we should promote this vegetarian diet when compared to non-vegetarian diet. More vegetarian diet, they have a lot of phytochemicals and they have the quality of giving the defense or the protection. So more of these things generally it will help us a lot. And always for any disorder, there are two things are important. One is production of free radicals in the body. Even free radical, more of free radical always causes disease condition. On the other hand, we have a system called antioxidants. Antioxidants, we can take it from outside, and body also produces antioxidant enzyme. SOD, superoxide dismutase, catalase, all these are the enzymes which are produced inside the body to cope up with the toxin. The toxin will be scavenged, it will be cleared from the body. So when it happens, when you take all these things, fruits, vegetables, and seasonal fruits are very good always. And every season, no, there are fruits are available. Orange, different season, apple, all these things. So by having seasonal fruits, we can definitely make our health robust. Okay. So finally, I told you what is cancer? It is a change in the DNA. How change in the DNA happens? Because of the carcinogens. So the way out is now is to get the protection from carcinogen. Then we must avoid carcinogen. And sir told morning itself. So smoking alone is not a very dangerous, but along with the alcohol, it will enhance us. So, and many times people will think that their life will be complete and when they eat non-veg and drink alcohol along with the cigarette, along with the trans fat in the sense the chips, all these things. Then they think that their life is fine, but they are inviting trouble from all corners, smoking, alcohol, trans fat. Okay. So healthy lifestyle, always having that gives a robust health. And WHO says that not only physical health, even mental, social, spiritual, all these things makes a complete human, perfect human. With this, with your patience hearing, because I know it is very difficult to listen or to be many are sleeping. I can't. Okay, let them enjoy. Okay, so and teachers are they wanted to go. It's a Saturday for them. Even then, and they sat here and they listened to me. And thank you one and all for the patience here.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for delivering a valuable message to the gathering. I'm sure everyone will remember her words while eating outside or even while using cosmetics. And since we are at the end of the program, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to each one of you present here. It was a pleasure to have you all with us. Real organs and cancer samples have been exhibited outside. Please take a look. And the participants are requested to collect the certificates at the counter. Thank you, one and all.